Okay, I'm recording this now. All right, so what I'm gonna do, so you can go back and you know I have places on my website where you can go in, and I'm doing this whole thing again for you. But I'm going to record this right now of me performing the sheet, because the very first thing that you want to do to learn rhythm is you want to practice saying these patterns. Okay, so I'm going to go start at the top. I'm going to do the duple ones first. So here I go again. 1, 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E, 2 E, 3, 4 E, 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. Those are my duple patterns. Okay, now if you notice, when I got to the third line, I said 1 and a 2 and a 3. I want to show you what I'm doing there. I'm slurring. Okay, and so if you wanted to take your paper and you see the little loops that I wrote there. Okay, I'm slurring, and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3. So it's again, it's how I say it that creates the rhythmic inflection. If I'm going 1 EN, 2 EN, 3 EN, 4 EN, then it looks like this right here. You see how I'm slurring 1 EN, 2 EN, 3 EN, 4 EN, and then over here I got 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. See what I'm doing? You understand what I'm doing? You all understand what I'm doing, or are you totally lost? You see what I'm doing? It's how I say it. Okay? And a 1. And say that with me. And a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. All right, so it's, if I'm counting an eighth note followed by 2/16, I have a break after the number 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. So that's how you say that particular pattern. If I turn the 16th notes around, I've got 2/16 followed by the 8th, and I'm saying 1 EN, 2 EN, 3 EN, 4 EN. Each one of those beats, when you look at each one of those beats has to have 4/16 notes in it. Okay, so I've got the 8th, that's equal to 2/16, then I got one, like say 1-2, 3, 4. So I've got each one of those figures has to equal 4/16. Okay, then I have 1E, 2E, 3E, 4E. So if I'm writing my slurs, it's going to be down here: 1E, 2E, 3E, 4E. And then when I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm slurring the to the next syllable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so what you want to practice saying these syllables, and what will happen if on a daily basis you practice this sheet, what's going to happen is every time you see the music, you're going to recognize those patterns. You're going to see those patterns, because when you're reading rhythm, you're reading one beat at a time. Okay, and you're reading what's within the beat. Okay, Scotland the Brave is a very popular song. Okay, so if I'm performing Scotland the Brave, it's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and if I 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3. See what I'm doing? See that when we're talking about memorizing music, can you sing the tunes that you play? I mean, if you can't sing the tunes that you play, you're probably not going to remember them. Okay. You know, it's funny because when you're teaching somebody to play an instrument, and the same thing is true whether you're teaching them the violin, the piano, the trumpet, or something else. You know, it's this finger goes here, that finger goes there, and you know, there's a period of time where the person isn't actually listening to what's coming out of the instrument. You know, because they're so involved in, well, this finger goes here and that finger goes there. And, you know, so they're thinking that in order to remember the tunes, you know, you're learning these bagpipe tunes and you're saying, oh, yeah, now I've got to remember them. So what are you thinking? Are you trying to remember what the music looks like as you're playing through it? I mean, are you trying to recall, you know, the string of notes that you're reading on the sheet? Or do you have the song in your head? You know, bagpipe music is pretty predictable. Okay. And I think the reason why most people have a problem memorizing music is because they never get the song in their head. Okay. These rhythm patterns are a way to create lyrics. Okay. If I'm running a pipe band and we're having a rhythmic problem, okay, we got people that aren't playing together. I can say in Scotland the Brave, it's 1, 2, a 3, 1, 2, a 3, and 4, and they know exactly what it is I'm telling them. Okay, you're not holding out the dot. One, you're playing 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, a 3, and 4, and you know, just a little dot makes a big difference in terms of making the bagpipe sing. Okay, so those are my duple patterns. Okay, we go to the triple patterns. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a. Now I want to show you this. Watch this in terms of slurring. You see what I did? The slur starts on 1 and it goes all the way over here to the 3. It's all connected. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a, which is different than up here where I've got 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. You hear the difference between the two? Okay. So I got 1 and then I've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and again I did the same thing. They're all connected. And then I have ta ti ta, ta ti ta. It's like I love you in Italian. Ta ti ta. Okay, it's how you say it. Ta ti ta and ti ta ta. Okay, so when I'm saying if you look at my ta ti tas, the capital TA, I'm trying to create a reason for you to say that louder. That's louder. Ta ti ta. It has more stress on it. Ta, you're gonna say it longer. Ta ti ta. Now in the last pattern, I've got the capital TA in the middle. Ti ta ta, ti ta ta. So I'm holding out the middle syllable longer. Okay. All right. So you know I know this might seem a little bit graining and stuff. But this is one of the things about getting this thing going. You know, if we're building a house, you know, the first thing that we do is what? We dig a hole, right? We dig a hole. It's dirty. People don't like people want to have the moving van up to the curb and move the furniture in. You know, they're not there when the hole is being dug. Okay? And so we're building a foundation. The rhythm is the foundation by which the tunes are built on. Okay? And I think the greatest thing about playing the bagpipe is that you want to become an expert in rhythm because it eventually affects the way the bagpipe sounds. And again, I you know if I can get people crying at a funeral, then you know then that's good. I want them. I'm there to create an emotional response. That's what music is. Music is to create an emotional response. And so, and that can happen on the bagpipe too, but it happens because of rhythm. Okay, so let's do this. I want you all to pull out rhythm exercise number 1. Okay, so well, the first thing that should happen after you practice this sheet every day. I mean, you're going to see some amazing things happen because you know what? If you can practice saying these with the right inflection and stuff, when you pick up the music, all of a sudden you're gonna recognize those patterns because there's only a handful. There aren't a million. But rhythm exercise number 1. Um, uh, so let me ask you. So is this a duple pattern? Are these duple patterns or triple patterns? Yeah, Brian, you're muted. That's okay. But I think you said triple, right?
Triples.
Triple.
Right. These are triple. This is a triple pattern. And you know, so what do you notice about the pattern? So what pattern do I have? What pattern is on this sheet?
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so if I was learning a new tune and I wasn't familiar with rhythm, the first thing I would do is I would take my pencil like this, and I underneath the melody notes I would write 1, 2, 1, 2. I would write in the rhythm. Okay, and so this is a pretty easy. This is an actual tune, believe it or not. Um, don't give it away, Travis. But this is an actual tune that the bagpipers learn, and it's usually the first one. But you want to practice saying 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Y'all recognize that tune?
That's sweet.
Anybody else? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1. You know, there's a reason why Scots Wahey is taught first. You know why? Because it has one rhythm pattern throughout. You know, and that's that's the thing about bagpipe music. Bagpipe music isn't brain surgery. This is folk music. And folk music is supposed to be simple. Okay, it's supposed to be, most bagpipers over the years have learned by imitation. Okay, and you know what? I'm not knocking anybody that learns by imitation, but from my point of view, my goal isn't to have you as my student for the rest of your life. That's not the goal. The goal, if you're going to pay me to teach you how to play the bagpipe, the goal is for you to become an accomplished player. And that means that you can play a list of tunes by memory on the bagpipe. You can learn and develop your own music, and you can set up and maintain your own bagpipe. That's the goal. And that should take 7 to 8 years at the most. Okay, at that point you should be able to go out in the world and make your way and learn lots of music. I've been playing for almost 50 years and I'm only 39, but I've been playing for a long time. And the thing is that what keeps me playing is the fact that I never get bored. All I got to do is pop open a Scots Guards book or some other book and I can learn a new tune.
Okay, I'm still younger than him.
People quit the bagpipe because they play in a band that has a repertoire of 12 tunes and they never learn anything else. And they get tired of playing the same stuff. They don't tell anybody when they're leaving. They say, oh, well, something came up and, the dog died. My kids don't see me anymore and stuff. and they leave the band. But they're not leaving the band because they don't like playing the bagpipe. They're tired of playing the same 12 tunes that they've been playing for the last 5 years, 6 years. Okay, well, why aren't you learning more tunes? And the reason most people don't learn new music is because they don't know how to decipher the rhythm, and unless somebody's willing to do that for them, they don't. So they put the bagpipe down. I mean, it's amazing to me how much we spent on getting this project going. We buy a set of pipes, we buy a kilt and stuff, and within 5 to 7 years, we're out of it because we're bored. And so my goal is to teach you how to use the tools, and these are universal tools. Everybody else except the bagpipers, I mean, if I was teaching you the clarinet, guess I'm going to teach you the same thing. I'm going to teach you how to read music so you can always read music. I'm going to teach you to, if you're say playing the piano or the trumpet or any other instrument, I'm going to teach you to do it so that at some point you'll have your own career someday. You'll call me on the phone when I'm an old guy and say, "Oh, well, thanks, Mr. Guth. I appreciate what you did for me." Okay. But the goal isn't to make you dependent on me. That's not the goal. The goal is to make you independent. So I got Scott's Way. Okay. So Scott's Way. So here's what I would suggest you do. I would suggest you take a pencil when you leave here, and I would suggest that you go in and if you look, the rhythm patterns are pretty easy. One, two, one, two, and that's a dotted quarter note. So that's a full. That gets a full beat. Okay. So I would suggest that you do that and so forth. I would do that, but let's look at number two. Okay, so I got some interesting rhythm patterns in here. Exercise number two starts with a pickup. Shh, shh. I know that's you, Travis. Shh. There's got to be some suspense here. All right, so I've got 3 and 1, ta ti ta 1, 3 and 1, 3 1. Anybody know? Besides Travis, does anybody have an idea what this is? Okay, I'm gonna let you in on a secret. 3 and 1, ta ti ta 1, 3 and 1, 3 1, 3 and 1, ta ti ta 1, 3 and 1. That sound familiar? Now let me ask you: isn't that why you all wanted to play the bagpipe? Because you all want to play Amazing Grace? I'm not knocking you. I mean, the average bagpiper that calls me on the phone wants to play Amazing Grace. Okay, look, I don't have a problem playing Amazing Grace. Amazing Grace is the highest paying bagpipe tune out there.
That's my moneymaker.
I make a lot. I make a lot of money playing Amazing Grace on an annual basis.
Amazing
Okay,
Grace.
so anybody that says, "Oh, I'm sick of Amazing Grace," I'm sorry, you don't play it well enough, because if you played it well enough, you get paid a lot of money to play it for people because people love Amazing Grace. Okay, but I want you to look at this. Okay, so I've got Amazing Grace, and so what you should do is you should complete this sheet, and you should practice saying 3 and 1, ta ti ta 1. If you know the song, sing it. 3 and 1, ta ti ta 1. 3 and 1, 3 1. 3 and 1, ta ti ta 1. 3 and 1, 1. 3 and 1, ta ti ta 1. 3 and 1, 3 1. 3 and 1, ta ti ta 1. 3 1. So I got Amazing Grace. Now, any of you that play already, do you have a hard time memorizing Amazing Grace? No. Why is that? Because you know it already. You sing it. You got it in your head. You sing it already. Here's what we're doing. The reason why you're having a problem memorizing the music is because of the process that you're using to develop that music. Okay, and so my point on this is, let's start with the rhythm. Let's get the rhythm out of the way. That's the flour, the baking soda, and the salt. We get the rhythm out of the way. If I can say 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 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 it. If I can say that, then even before I pick up my chanter and I play the first note of Scotland the Brave, even if I didn't know that tune, I'd have a pretty good idea, don't you think, of how it would go? Even before I played the first note, I'd have a good idea as to how that tune was supposed to go together. Okay. And the thing is, my students some of my students will say, oh, I'm having a hard time playing Scotland the Brave with the rhythm. Well, the only problem they're having is they're playing it too fast. Okay. And they're slaughtering all of the technique in the middle because they're trying to play it at parade speed and they're trying to play it in rhythm. Okay. And again, the fingering is what takes the longest to develop. That's what takes the longest to develop is the fingering. So if you already have an overview of what that tune is supposed to sound like, what it's supposed to move like, then as your fingering gets better, it's almost like focusing a lens. All of a sudden you get a clearer picture because all of a sudden, what's keeping you from playing the tune in rhythm and keeping you from playing the tune at parade speed is fingering and technique. That's all. Just fingering and technique. Okay, that's the reason. Technique is something it takes years to develop. You don't have to have perfect technique to play Scotland the Brave. Okay, Scotland the Brave is one of the hardest tunes to play, believe it or not, because there's ornamentation on every single note, just about. But again, as you're looking at bagpipe music is pretty predictable. If you think about, and Pat, you haven't been there yet, but if you're talking about torluas, grips,
Oh, nope.
doublings, and
I'm done
grace
with
notes.
them.
Are you okay?
Oh
So,
yeah.
all right. So you think about what those are. Okay. Well, a torlua and a grip are a three-syllable accent. That's what they are. The strongest beats in the measure get the strongest accents. That's why the Torlua is on beat one of Scotland the Brave. Well, actually, it's actually going from beat one to beat two. Okay, but if you open your books and you look at bagpipe tunes, the doublings are usually in a 4/4 tune. They're usually on beat one and three because those are the stronger accents in the music. Okay, a single grace note is usually used on beats two and four. There's a process by which all of this music is created, and so even God forbid, you're trying to play Scotland the Brave. If you have an idea as to how this music is written, you may not play exactly the same doublings and stuff on every note, but you know what? If you got the song in your head, you know how it goes. You can hear it when you play it. You know what? You could probably get through Scotland the Brave, and somebody will hand you a check and say thank you very much for playing Scotland the Brave. Okay, but that's what we have. Okay, so exercise number 3. Um, all right, so let's look at exercise number 3. Okay, I've got some different kinds of notes here. So I've got 4 1 3 4 1 3 4 and 1 2 3 4 1 3. Anybody know this song besides Travis? 4 1 3 4 1 3 4 and 1 2 3 4 1 3. Anybody know that song? It's called The Bluebells of Scotland. Okay. Now I start in my program. I start people off with Scots Wahey. We do Amazing Grace. Then we do the Bluebells of Scotland. Um, and then the next one is I said Bonnie Charlie Rhythm. I should have changed the title of that and faked you all out and wrote rhythm exercise number 4. But Bonnie Charlie goes with Bluebells, but it has something else in it too. It has the dotted quarter notes. So I've got so if I'm playing 1 and 3, 1 and 3, 4, 1 and 3. See, Bonnie Charlie's got some interesting rhythm patterns in 1 3 4 1 2 3 1 and 3 4 1 and 3 1 3 4 1 and 3. Then I say 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 and 3 4. Here's everybody's favorite measure in this tune. 1 2 and 3 1 and 3 4 1 and 3 1 3 4 1 and 3. That was your favorite measure, wasn't it, Travis? 1 2 and 3. That's the first. That's the first time in all of these tunes where we were playing eighth note rhythms and stuff, and they're faster, you know. So all of a sudden, people, oh my God, they get to that measure, and it's oh, okay. Well, okay. So the first thing you got to do is you have to say it first. You have to be able to say the rhythm. Okay. So let me ask you: does anybody have any questions? Are you totally confused, or do you see a light at the end of the tunnel?
All good. I think it's going to help for sure.
Okay. So what I'm showing you is the first operation of developing a new tune. Okay. Doesn't matter. He who inserts practice chanter in mouth first and blows loses.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you know I'm serious about that. Okay. I mean everybody picks up the chanter. The first thing they do, they open the book and they start pouring through playing through the tune. No. You know, before you, what eventually will happen if you bake the chocolate chip cookies the right way, the eventual goal is for you to be able to pick up this chanter, open the book, and play the tune.
Mm-hmm.
Any tune. That's the goal. The goal is for you to be able to play any tune. Okay, but we're building a house. Okay, so we're laying the foundation. The foundation of bagpipe music is rhythm. That's the foundation. Okay, and you think about everything related to playing bagpipe music. We're playing in unison. Okay, which means that we all have to be playing exactly the same thing at exactly the same time, and it's the rhythm that's going to keep us going. If I want to make people cry with me playing the bagpipe, I have two choices. I can play with the right rhythm, or I can play badly. Okay, but I can play with the right rhythm, and holding the dots out. If I'm playing, okay, so here's Bonnie Charlie. Doesn't do a lot for you, does it? I mean, it's kind of like, I played the notes, but okay, now. I could play. Or I play. The thing about Amazing Grace is that everybody ad libs it. There's no beat. There should be a beat. because and what happens a lot of times is it's the 3 and 1. That the first note doesn't get held out long enough when you're ad-libbing it. That's the half note. That's the longest note in the whole piece. 3 and 1, ta ti ta 1,
1.
You see what I'm doing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So here's what we do. Okay. My job as a music teacher is to teach you how to practice this week. That's my goal. The growth doesn't happen on the night of the lesson. That's not what happens. My job is to give you some information to demonstrate what you need to do, but the growth happens by you on a daily basis. Okay, and so the purpose of these meetings is to get you on track, get you on a track. Okay, so that when you say, okay, I want to learn to play this particular tune, all right, because any of you are capable of playing anything that's written in the Scots Guards book. Okay, the question is, do you want to?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the question is, are you willing to pay a little bit now to be able to do everything later? Okay, I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about time and about effort.
Mhm.
Okay, the goal is to get this damn project done. Not to, you don't want to be a bagpipe student for 50 years. That's not the goal of this thing. I mean, I know people that have been I got a guy calls me on the phone a few weeks ago, and he says, Gary says, my bagpipe isn't working, and I said, well, I'm sorry to hear that. I said, before I ask you what's wrong with it, let me ask you, when was the last time you played it? And the guy says, well, it's been a couple years. Okay. And I said, what I would do if I were you is I would put the bagpipe back in the case, and I would pull your practice chanter out, and I would practice. I would make an appointment with myself on a daily basis to play the practice chanter, because the reason why that bagpipe doesn't work is because you've lost your physical stamina, because he couldn't get the chanter going with the drones. I know, but you're talking about blowing 4 reeds, and the chanter reed is twice the strength of the 3 drone reeds together. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to get back on the horse, and we got to start writing again. Okay, so that was his issue. Okay, but you guys are already playing it because that's why you're here. So what I'm suggesting that you do is that you take my rhythm pattern sheet, and you practice saying 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a practice before you pick up that chanter. Practice saying those rhythm patterns, and I'll give you a link. I'll send you all a link, or I'll post a link on the site where you can see me doing that again. I'll put this video up. Um, but you'll have resources so you can hear the patterns being said, so you get good at. You want to get good at saying all of those patterns. Okay. Then the next thing I would do is I would take my pencil, and I would complete the 4 rhythm exercises. Practice writing in the rhythm underneath the melody notes. Okay. And then at that point, what I would do is I would go to your own music. And if you haven't written the rhythm into your own music, you should write in the rhythm. Anybody, any of you play Bonnie Dundee? No. Okay. So in my book that I use, this is my book, Bagpipes for Beginners. the tunes that I teach, a bagpiper is a person who can play a list of tunes, right? So the tunes that I teach in this book are the mass band tunes that are played all over the world. Okay, I don't know about you, but when I was a kid growing up, I went to four elementary schools, a junior high, and three high schools before I graduated because my dad got transferred every year. Okay, and so when I learned to play the bagpipe, I was taught the mass band tunes first, and the reason that was because if I moved from San Diego to Los Angeles, I could walk into a band practice and I would have something in common with the people that already played. So, so when I'm teaching somebody to play the bagpipe, the first tunes that we learn are the mass band tunes. Okay, and then we take it from there. But the goal is to develop a list of tunes. All right, so the first thing you should do is practice the rhythm patterns. When you practice your music, you need to put your tunes in list order. It needs to be a list. Okay, and if you have sets within the list, they need to be in sets going down the list. You want to get, if you're playing Scotland the Brave and the Rowan Tree, Scotland the Brave and the Rowan Tree are universally played together. All right, so you want it to be like Pavlovian conditioning. That if you play Scotland the Brave, you're automatically going to play the Rowan Tree. Okay, practice down the list. Okay, so the next thing is, can you sing the tunes? Okay, so if you're playing Scots Wha Hey, and we'll talk about this later on, can you sing the tune? If you go A B A G A B D B C B A B C D E F A E F D E F E D B B A A. See, if you want to memorize the tune, you know what? Being able to sing the tune, whether you think you can sing or not. I've got a guy I've been teaching for 3 years. He's off the boat from Scotland. Okay, I mean he's been here a long time, but he's got a Scottish accent, and so that guy had nothing. I mean, he had no musical ability in a paper bag. He had nothing. Okay, but you know what? In the last 3 years, saying the rhythm and singing the rhythm and singing the tunes, he's developing an ear. I've never seen anybody work so hard. Okay, the guy is developing an ear where all of a sudden when he sings Scots Wha Hey, one two, it sounds like Scots Wha Hey now. Because he's learning the difference between up and down, up and down. The notes going up, going down, and now it's a matter, if I'm singing A B A G A B D, I'm learning the difference between B and D, B D B D, the distance from B to D. You know what I'm saying? So all of these are tools to create the ultimate goal of memorizing the tune. That's what memorize a memorized tune is the end result of a process that we put in place to develop that music. Okay, and as you get better and better with the process, it all of a sudden all of those steps merge together. They all merge together. And at some point you can pick up the practice chanter. You join a new pipe band. Hey, you know what? When I was a kid, I was a bagpipe addict as a kid, and I'd go join a new pipe band. The pipe major would put the music down and said, "Well, follow along with us if you can." And I mean, I could play it. I mean, I could play it right then. I got into a lot of bands because I could sight read the music. you know but that's the goal. That's the goal of all of this. And you say, well, is it worth it? Yeah, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth being able to learn a lot of great music, because there's a lot of great music being played on the bagpipe that the majority of bagpipers don't play.
Mhm.
Okay, they're not playing the strathspeys and reels. Why? Because nobody taught them how to read 2/2 time. They're not playing jigs because nobody taught them how to read 6/8. You know, they're not playing hornpipes because the 2/4 time have dotted 16ths and 32nd notes within the melody. So of course, if you're playing in a band like that where your pipe major isn't playing that stuff, he's never going to introduce it to you because he hasn't figured out how to decipher the rhythm in a hornpipe. Okay, but that's what we're going to do. Okay, so what I'm looking to do on a next, you know what, if you're interested in all of this, I hope, which I hope you are, that's what you need to do this week. Fill out these and practice saying the rhythm. I want with rhythm exercise number 3, 4 1 3 4 1 3 4 and 1 2 3 4 1 3. That's the goal. The goal is for you to be able to clap to the beat and say the rhythm on these 4 pieces. And God forbid you like this so much that you go into your own music and do the same thing. That's fine. We're grown men here. You know what? A lot of people say, "Oh, well, I can't sing." I know. Nobody cares. Nobody cares whether you think you can sing or not.
I couldn't before.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I didn't want to say anything, but yeah, but you're a lot better. All right. So, but it's usually the teenage boys that I have a problem getting to sing because they're all concerned about their voices sounding like that. Look, go in the closet and close the door when nobody's home. I mean, you need to sing the tunes. Okay. You want to memorize them, you got to be able to sing them and learning and the rhythm, the syllables in the rhythm are the lyrics for the tunes. You know Bonnie Dundee? You all know that tune? Tita one, ta 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 two, ta 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 one, ta ta one, ta 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 two, ta 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 one, 2. That's Bonnie Dundee. When I'm standing there, when I play at somebody's wedding, I play the prelude as people are arriving. Okay, I'll play for a half an hour. Okay, what do I have to play? I have to play. I have 3 sets that are about 10 minutes long, and within those sets, I have the first set that I play Bluebells, Bonnie Charlie, and Johnny Scobie. Then I play 4 2-part 6/8. I play Steamboat, Buglehorn, Bonnie Dundee, and Mucking on Geordie's Byre. I play The High Road to Gairloch, The Brown-Haired Maiden. I play 2 2-part strathspeys, 2 2-part reels, a jig, a hornpipe, and a retreat. Okay, that set is 10 minutes long. So, and I have 3 of those that I'll play for the prelude. Because when I get done with set number 3, I look at my watch and it's been 30 minutes. Okay. I want them to I want them to pay me well. I want them to recommend me for the next job. They ain't gonna pay me if I play Scotland the Brave 50 times. Okay, so what I'm saying to you is that playing a list of tunes and playing down the list is important for you. And the problem that I see with a lot of people is they're not playing a list. Okay, they're pulling this tune out, they're pulling this tune. I call that plate spinning. Plate spinners, those people in the circus, they're going like this and the plate is up here balancing and stuff. Then they go over here and they're spinning this one, but they forget about this one and the plate falls off and breaks. Okay, well that's what your tune list looks like if you're not playing in sequence. You're not practicing in sequence. But so you spend, and I call it, what bagpipers have. They have a bagpipe tune orgasm, and what that is that they see it, they hear a tune, on YouTube. Maybe it's Lincoln Hilton playing something amazing, and so they, oh, I got to play that tune. I got to play that tune. So they find it, they print it out, and guess what? They spend the whole month working on that tune, and they let everything else fall off and break. And they wonder why they're frustrated. This whole thing is a process. I guess that's what I'm trying to tell you in so many words. This is a process. This whole thing. Okay? And if you learn the process of how to develop tunes, and you learn how to develop them in sequence, so that you can, when I'm playing, I'm standing there playing for half an hour. I'm playing all those tunes. You know what? It's to the. I'm at the point right now where I could start playing Bluebells, and I'll wake up playing The Last Retreat. I mean, it's like automatic. I mean, it's like I go comatose. I mean, I'm watching people come in and stuff like that. But you know what? The songs are going like this in my head. I'm playing them down here. You know what? And you know what? I get to the point where I get to the last tune, or somebody goes like this, because they're, everybody's there and it's time to start. I could be somewhere else. But that's what being a bagpiper is. Being a bagpiper is over a period of time developing a massive tune list. I got a massive tune list. I mean, I played through the Scots Guards Volume 1 probably a couple times. I've been through Volume 2 and Volume 3. I don't have them all memorized. I got a lot of them memorized. But again, I've been doing it for a long time. Okay? And that's what you want to do. What you want to do is you want to learn how to develop this music so you can create a nice long list. Why? Because if your list is long, you'll never get bored and tired of this thing. This is a great instrument. I love this instrument. I'm very fortunate to be able to do this, and especially during the COVID. I mean, it's one of those things. I was telling my dad, I said, I think of all the decisions that I ever made, the best one in my whole life was teaching music over the internet. Because who would have thought that in 2020 we would be housebound?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who would have thought? You guys have any questions? Okay, well, I appreciate you're all showing up. I like, there's no admission to these. I'm happy to do them. However, if you feel it was worthwhile and so forth, I'll post my contact page in the website, and on there, if you want to send Venmo me a donation to my cause, I'm very happy to accept that. But I'm thinking that we could probably work our way through. Maybe next time you do your job on the rhythm and stuff this week, and then I'll show you what the next week I'll show you what the next part of this would be. Where do we go after we've learned the rhythm, and I'll show you what's next. Okay.
Hey, Gary.
Yes.
Are a lot of these guys, are they former students, or are you guys just meeting Gary for the first time, I guess? I'm just
yeah, they're all new
First
except
time.
you.
Okay. From a former student, if I could speak, Gary.
Sure.
I was a former
Just speak
student.
nicely of me.
Well, then I probably can't say anything. I was a former student. I think I started in 2016. at the end of 2016, I started with Gary. I just started talking to him on the internet. I found his website and started talking to him, and I paid as a student. I think it was a wonderful class that I was probably with you for 3.5 years, give or take. And if you guys, I would recommend go on his website and just take a look around. If you guys have any questions, contact Gary. As a former student, I thought he was an amazing teacher. He took his time, and because I am not a smart guy. I'm a firefighter. I run into burning buildings. Not smart. So, like I said, I would recommend going to his website, taking a look at him, talking to him. If you guys are interested in some, as him being helping you as an instructor, I recommend him big time. He was just a phenomenal teacher. So,
Well, I appreciate the endorsement, Travis. Thank you.
like I said, he was a wonderful teacher, and he took his time. Obviously, I know how to play the bagpipes very, very little yet.
So maybe I come back.
Yeah, I played quite a bit of gigs. I had one yesterday. I just had to play Amazing Grace and Going Home. So I started playing more tunes. I was just playing Minstrel Boy just a little bit ago for the heck of it. And so, like I said, if you guys have any questions, Gary is the one to ask. He's a very, very good teacher.
Thanks, Travis.
This has been informative for me. I know that.
Okay, well, maybe we'll see you next week, right?
Yep.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions? No. Okay, so I'll put some links up for you. I'm gonna post this recording. I'll post this recording and playing the bagpipe, and I'll post a link, to my contact page too. And if you have any questions, feel free to, I answer everybody's email. So send me an email if you have a question. If you want to message me, if I'm available, I'll message you back.
Can you put a link for the exercises too?
Yeah. Yeah. So you didn't get this, right?
I still couldn't find it. No.
Oh, okay. Well, you're in the Playing the Bagpipe group, right, Pat?
Yes. Yep.
All right, because I posted a Google link earlier, but I'll tell you what. You know what? Let me see if I can send you a link. Send you the file through Messenger.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Great. Thank you.
Yeah, let me make a note of it.
I gotta head out. Gary, thank you very much.
It was nice meeting you, Ken.
Yeah, you too. And Travis, you stay safe out there, buddy.
All right. Thanks a lot, brother.
Y'all take care. See you next week.
Yep. Bye.
All right. Anybody else have any questions? Vinny, do you have any questions?
No, it's pretty straightforward.
Okay. Where are you located? Where are you located at?
Southern Alberta.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
So it's early for you then, right? It's
Oh no, it's what, 6:30 p.m.
Oh, okay.
18:30.
Okay.
I'm in Wisconsin.
Uh,
Yeah, he's in one of those cold states. Well, Alberta's cold too right now, right?
right now, no, we're only we got the warm wind coming in, so we're only sitting at about 120 breeze right now. So.
Oh yeah, that's Celsius though, right? I mean, you're not doing Fahrenheit. You're doing.
No, that's the wind speed. That was the wind speed.
Oh, the wind speed.
Yeah. No, it's sitting around Celsius. Yeah, we're sitting around 4 degrees. So just about
okay.
3.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. So
Thank you,
Galaxy, what's your first name?
Mike. Yeah, I don't
Mike.
know why it came up like that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you come
I
up
just
as that's your phone, I think, Galaxy SA, right?
Yeah. I couldn't get it on my Kindle.
Oh.
I
All
had to
right.
do what I had to do. Thank you. It was very interesting.
You're very welcome, and let me know if you have any questions. Okay.
Sure, I will, because I'm picking this back up after I haven't played in about 15 years. I used to be in the Emerald Society Pipe Band here in New York City.
Oh, wow.
So I just retired, and I'm starting to get back into it. So
So are you still in New York City?
yeah, right now, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my daughter lives in Astoria.
Oh yeah, my daughter works in Long Island City right now, but yeah, I'm right there.
Oh, okay.
I'm on the other side of the river from her in
Right.
College Point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She lives there in Astoria, but New York City is a ghost town right now, isn't it?
Oh God, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
You get to the city in 15 minutes.
there you go.
So, you know, even though I'm in the city, we still call Manhattan the city. It's not really Manhattan to us city folk. So, yeah, it's beautiful though. Driving around, it's gorgeous. No traffic.
I've had a couple people in the Emerald Society. As a matter of fact, what's the Sword of Light pipe band? You know them?
The who?
The Sword of Light pipe band. I think they were the Iron Workers pipe band.
I never heard of that. I'm a city employee. The cops, the firemen, sanitation. I was sanitation, so.
Yeah, no, a friend, a college friend, her father was the instructor for the Sword of Light pipe band, and he recently passed away. Dowling was his name. Did you know him?
It doesn't sound familiar, no.
Okay. Christopher Dowling. Christopher Dowling was his name.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I was looking at maybe getting in the Ancient Order of Hibernians pipe band. It's way out on the end of Long Island, but no big deal. We'll see what happens. You know, like I said,
get the practice chanter going.
Yeah, I can't even blow for 10 minutes. Forgot every song, you know, so it's going to be a while.
There you go. All right.
I remember the. Thank you for doing this.
My pleasure. Good luck to you. Let me know if I can help.
Sure, I'll be looking into it.
Okay. All right, you guys. You all had enough?
For now. I got a dog that has to make.
All right. Very good. Well, you all have a great night, and if you need anything from me, just shoot me an email or a message through playing the bagpipe, and we'll.
All right. Very good.
We'll get it to you. Okay.
Thanks again.
All right. Have a good night, you guys.
You too.
Guys, have a good night.
Take care.
Bye now.